PFAS are a group of chemicals that have been found in lakes, rivers, and even drinking water.
There are 12 labs certified that do PFAS testing for the state of Wisconsin, but only 2 are located in the state. Newswatch 12's Nick Van Zyl visited one of those labs today and has more. Nick.
Thanks, Dan and Jessica. Northern Lakes Service in Crandon began doing lake studies almost 50 years ago. Over the years, they've upgraded their lab capabilities and now serve clients across the Midwest and beyond. A small sign outside a brick facade reads Northern Lakes Service. It's a company with fewer than 40 employees, but they have over 2,000 clients.
We probably perform more different kinds of tests than any other laboratory in the state of Wisconsin.
R.T. Krieger is the company's president and says they've evolved from testing local lakes and rivers to having clients across the U.S.
In a public drinking water supply, there are about 100 different metals and biological agents and organic compounds that we look for, that we monitor, that they have to comply with.
Northern Lakes Service is the only private lab in the state that tests for PFAS as a part of a national program.
They are in our carpeting, they're in our food packaging for grease resistance, they're used widely in firefighting foam. So they're all different chemicals that are used in different applications. About 10 years ago now, they were part of this unregulated contaminant monitoring, and that's where we started to really find them a little more prevalent than what we expected.
In addition to PFAS, other contaminants can make their way into water supplies.
They're industrial chemicals, they're solvent stabilizers, fungicides. They're these great big long chain organics that, again, we test for them because we know that they're toxic, but the vast majority of times we don't find any of those things.
With PFAS under the public microscope in the past few years, testing is becoming more refined.
It's not that anybody is hiding it, it's that the technology to test for it hasn't caught up with our 70 years of usage of this stuff and having it get into the environment. So the testing itself is very important, but the fact is most of the data that we generate is zeros, and that's what we want.
The lab is looking at expanding their scope once again and have set their sights on monitoring solids and sludge that spread on fields as fertilizers.